seems that we're all so digitally connected these days. From our youngest children to our oldest adults, everyone's using technology. Just think, when was the last time you left your house without your cell phone? Tethering you to others, connecting you through social media to essentially the world. I know many of you update your Facebook status before you get out of bed in the morning or have your first cup of coffee. And that ping or the ding that you hear when someone retweets what you have to say or likes what you've been doing can become downright addicting. And some people are saying that this digital connection is damaging relationships. There are studies that show that Facebook causes isolation or sadness. And some are saying that social media creates a heightened sense of narcissism because Twitter becomes a megaphone for opinions and ideas rather than authentic conversations, or that Facebook is a place where people create their own identity and portray that to the world. I'm here today to talk about how I believe the use of social media helps us to be more real world ready. I will tell you right now that I always take my cell phone everywhere, and I'm dying right now to check my notifications to see how many of you are tweeting about this talk. But I do so because of the relationships that I have built. And I hope my stories today illustrate for you the profound impact the use of social media has had both on my professional and personal life. And I believe the same impact can be had on our students. It all starts with a single tweet. On New Year's Day, the question was asked, what will you do this year to make an impact? And a group of like-minded individuals came together to do something amazing. Ed Camp Twin Cities came alive. But what's unique about this story is that we really didn't know each other before we got started. What we had was a common goal to create a day of learning for our colleagues. And in 4 short months, we planned, organized, and delivered Ed Camp Twin Cities. We'd meet weekly in a Google Hangout having a virtual conversation about the logistics, but much of the communication and the collaboration took place using the hashtag EdCampTC. And when the day finally arrived, I think we were all a little bit surprised at the impact that we had on others. But more surprisingly for me were the relationships that I had developed through the use of social media with these people that did the planning together. And I want you to think about your classroom for a minute and those students in your classroom that know exactly how they want to change the world and they're dying to tell others about it. Teaching students how to use social media in a positive way to share their ideas and connect globally will make an impact on the world. I love to tell this story about the first time I met Brett Dahm. We were at our first Twin City Ed Camp planning meeting, and I sat next to him through the entire meeting, and it wasn't until the very end that I realized that I was sitting next to Brett. And I wanted to give him a giant hug. And that was really weird because I'd never even met this man before. But we had this strong connection and bond from our daily interactions in Twitter. So you see, Brett has a way of pushing me to think differently about leading and learning and challenging my thinking. And I'm sure you can all think of someone you know that you rarely get to see face to face, but you have a strong connection with through a digital connection. I think about my son who is 13. He loves to play Minecraft and League of Legends, and he Skypes with kids all over the world. And I know that he has stronger friendships with some of those kids that he Skypes with than the kids that he goes to school with each and every day. And I think about the group text that I have with 3 of my closest friends and how I don't get an opportunity to see them every day, or very often for that matter, but I know exactly what they're thinking and how they're feeling and what's going on in their life because we are connected digitally. I've worked really hard to develop a professional learning network, and many of you here today are part of that. And I look forward to events like this where we get to come together and meet face to face and learn from one another. But it is truly in those conversations that we have in a digital sense that help me learn and grow as an educator and as a leader. One of the things I look forward to each week is the Min Lead Chat. A Twitter chat is a conversation where a moderator asks a question and people get an opportunity to share what they know about the topic, challenge each other's thinking, and learn together. And it's something I look forward to each week. It's a great way to start the week, and it's a way that I have learned far more through this chat than I ever would have at a typical professional development session. And so when you think about your own classroom or your own school, How could you use a Twitter chat to bring people together? Maybe it's a famous author that you have your kids ask a question to and learn from. Or maybe they connect with a classroom across the country and each week share what they're learning and what book they're reading. And just imagine the powerful connection if they ever met each other face to face. That is what it means to be real world ready. It means teaching our children how to have relationships how to create relationships in a face-to-face way, and also how to create digital relationships. Being real world ready to me means teaching our children how to use social media in a safe and positive way to make a global impact. Thank you.